Hey everybody, it's Jada on piano, where we make music make sense. If this is your first time here, getting ready to do a transcription live on the air of Sweet Sweet Spirit by David Jackson. Always at the beginning, I start with playing the song. This is on the YouTube channel of Kyla Jade, if you're looking for how to find this video. But again, this is David Jackson, Sweet Sweet Spirit. Let me know if you can hear video. Let me know if you can hear me talk. Let me know if you can hear the piano. Let me know if you can hear all. Okay, so running back. Still got a couple more minutes. Got like one more minute before we start. Let me know if you can hear me. Tell me how to say your name. Happy Thanksgiving to you. It was pretty awesome. There we go. All right. Mackie or just can you tell me how to say your name? I don't want to keep saying it wrong if I'm saying it wrong every week, but welcome everyone that's here. I just see the comment from Mackie. So it's 8:05. We get started right about 8:05 after we've listened a couple of times. First thing we have to do, we've got to get It looks like, oh, I'm saying it right. Either, let's see, McKee or Mackie. It looks like the emphasis is on key, so McKee. I hope I'm right. We'll see. Either way, this has been a faithful follower these last few weeks. This is awesome. I hope you're at your keyboard. You're ready. You ate good on Thursday. McKee is right. Okay, there we go. I'm going to get this right. Sorry for the last 3 weeks of getting that wrong. I should have asked you then. But here we go. New day, new video. This is David Jackson. Sweet, sweet spirit. First thing we need. The first thing we need, let me run it back a little bit, is the key. Once we get the key, then we can begin to transcribe. As always, if we don't know where to start, if we don't have perfect pitch, I don't have perfect pitch, starting on the C is a great place to start. Now I'm going to tell you, there's a little bit of, you hear that hiss in the video. That's just the background noise in the video. That's not me at all. That's just, the hiss from the video. But we can still learn from this video, hiss and all. It's okay. It's probably just the background, ambient air, space, the reverberance of the space. So here we go. Let's grab this key. We might have to listen to a couple of moments to really grab it. I'll tell you when we get to the key. There it is. Dun. That's the key right there. So now the note we're singing is dun. Mackie's telling me B. I'm hitting my C. And guess what? I think this is the first week we have done a song. I think it is the first time we've done a song in B. So let's go ahead and introduce the key of B. McKee. I'm already messing it up. McKee has said it's in the key of B, and he's right. Let me see. This is the scale and the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. Here's our chords. Let's go ahead and write with our seventh chords. 1, 2. We need 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. Here's 6. Here's 7. Sorry. And maybe something like that for 7. And then back to our 1. Okay, we've got our key. Now let's get the beginning there was going to be a little bit more simple because it was single notes. Let's grab all of that. So we know we're here. Sorry about that. I believe I'm and let me go ahead and throw this out here because I don't think I've mentioned it yet. So if you know some of your chords, be able to hum them. So for instance, our 1 chord is this, just the triads. I'm just a simple hum of the notes. If it was a minor chord, it would. Hey Theo, nice to have you with us. So I'm just humming the chords here really quick because if I can hear some of those notes in the chord, if I know this note, but I know how to hum the whole chord, that's the major chord. That's the minor chord, for instance. But what I'm getting at here is you can hear how far and how close things are. So I said all that because this was my key, but then I heard this note right here. Let's hear it. You hear that? Now, is he playing the E to the F sharp, or is he playing the F to the F sharp? because he's definitely giving us a grace note. I don't know why this is so hard to find right now. Let me it just does not want to recognize. Okay, let me do that. See if I can find my little counter now. Okay, so, and I love the sound. McKee is saying E to F, and I tend to agree after I got myself together. So, let's keep going. See? But we got to get that right. So, nice little rolls. How is that happening? And then this one, I'm just kind of using, I think, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And a little bit of pedal. See that? So we've got that much. It's only a couple of seconds. Check this out. Now, this note is not in the key, but to give it that nice grace note feel that you hear a lot of these contemporary players doing, they don't do the diatonic move. They do it sometimes, but to give just ever so subtle crunch, if you will. And so when I'm doing something like that, I'm probably going to start with either the index finger or the middle finger. Right here, I'm starting with the middle finger because I can spread my fingers out like this and be ready to grab a great deal of what's going on in the key. So, see how subtle that is? But just gave you a little bit extra. Okay, let's grab all that. Wait, I got it. Oh, so that was the second time, so. We've done that, okay. I think that's what we got. So, now that is actually kind of difficult if you're not used to it. I'm going to slow that down. Again, it's just a bunch of walk, roll intos, grace notes. Playing that in time would take a little practice. Yeah, getting your hand to do all that is an extra measure. So this would be a good, nice little workout to just get those fingers going. And we haven't even hit the chords yet. We've already got something that we could be practicing. Okay, so then he grabs it, and now we're at some chords. Let's see. Now we get into it. And it sounds... And it sounds suspended to me. So I'm thinking it's going to lead me here. That's what it sounds like when we're first hearing it, but it's not that chord. The B doesn't belong. There we go. That's why it sounds suspended to me like that, because it's a sus2. And he does. So, no. I think he moved from the E flat to the... Yep. So, okay, we got that. Let's see where we go next. Trying to decide if it's more full with that A flat in the bass as well. I'm going to leave it open. Okay. Yeah. He went somewhere with this A flat. Really, that's in the key of B. I'm saying the note names as flats because as a general rule, I think in flats because it's easier. But let's be honest, these notes are actually all sharps. So B, C sharp, D sharp. And see, we want to call this an E flat. D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. We want to call this an A flat. Then A sharp, we want to call that a B flat. And then B. But those are the actual ways you would say this. If it was written, you would definitely write a C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp. G sharp and A sharp. But because the enharmonic is the same sound, it's easier for me to just think in flats. So, now what's next? Hitting it like that. Okay. I think we have a B on the top. Remember, I'm grabbing chords now. If you've been watching for a while now, you know we were picking out the notes. Now we're trying to hear whole chords, whether they're major or minor. So he went. Okay, we got that. And then first thing I'm noticing about David Jackson, because I've really liked the way he plays, but I've never really transcribed him before. But the first thing I'm noticing, he doesn't just go to the note without taking you into it very smoothly. See how nice that is? So we were here. And his is just flawless, okay? Now, why am I doing that? Okay? I went straight to it because when I got here, we already know that note is not in the key, but I'm playing it. And that's a diminished chord, C diminished. Well, I know, or I expect my C diminished to lead me to that C sharp, D flat. So, and then I just, and since we did this little move here, we kind of outlined this notes, or outlined this one note. We skipped it, skip, play. So if we were here, we were already on this note, right? And we can go straight to it, lead right into it. But to give you a little bit of extra, something you can do anytime. See that we were here? See, if I'm, let's see, that was the 2. Let's go to the 6. If I want to get to the 6, I want to do that one. Right? I'm just showing you an example of outlining that note the same way. Right? Or watch this. Going to the B this time, same chord. See that? Let's see. How do you know how or when to hit a note that isn't in a key? This is a great question from McKee. Sorry about that. I just hit my mic stand. Sorry about that. So he said, how do you know when to hit a note that is not in the key? Okay. Once again, let me take a little quick sidebar. These are the notes in our key. If I play all that, it says B Ionian. Of course, that's our key. But the notes that are not in our key, there's 7 of them. We know there's 12 total notes. Let me see if I can play the notes that are not in the key. These right here are the 5 notes that are left that are not in the key of B. Every single scale, every major scale has 7 notes, and every single major scale is going to have 5 notes that are not in the key. So his question is, how do you know when you can play those notes that are not in your key? First thing, the notes that are in your key are called diatonic, meaning it is a part of the collection of notes that are in that key. So all of these are non-diatonic tones. But let me show you something about every major scale that's diatonic. Watch this. That's the formula. There's a distance between each note, and we can look at it as half steps and whole steps. So when we go from here to here, that's a whole step, right? When we go from here to here, for instance, that's a half step. A whole step equals 2 half steps. We're used to that. I'm getting somewhere with this, so hang with me. We're almost there. There's 2 sets of half steps in our key. Right here and right here. In every single major key, you got it like 3 to 4 and 7 to 1 are half steps. Well, every time there's a half step, that's 7 to 1, like this 7, every single time it sounds like, come on, take me there, get me to the 1. Oh, okay, now I sound like it's there. That's the resolution. That's the when we talk about something being resolving the note or the chord or something like that. So the 7 of every single major key is referred to as the leading tone because it's leading you to the 1. And I'm not going to go super deep on this, but with that, sorry, to answer his question, when I was here and I was saying I was expecting to go to the C sharp, look what I hit. This note, if I was in C sharp or D flat major, let me play that scale real quick and watch what you see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See that? My 7 wants to take me to the 1. Now guess what? This is the note that's in my key, which is a C sharp in this context, but we call it C sharp, D flat. The sound is exactly the same. Just because the C sharp is in this key and there is not a C, the C always is still a leading tone of the C sharp, no matter what, even if I'm not in that key. But this note is in that key. So every single one of them have a leading tone. Guess what? This has a leading tone. Guess what? This has a leading tone. Guess what? See that? And then that's the leading tone. Now, we usually don't well, this would be the leading tone for this, but we usually don't resolve to the 7 because the 7 is very dissonant itself, but it's there as well as an option. So the basic concept you want to grab from that is every single key has a leading tone. Now, I'm not here to harp on people that transpose or anything like that, but this one little piece, and it's way bigger than this, but This one little piece is why you need to know your other keys, why you need to know your other scales. Somebody that transpose, they might play, let's say B is their key, and they might know this move, but they don't know the concept, and they might know that move, but they might not know that they can do this. See what I'm saying? Because this is a chord in my key, but they might not know because they don't understand the concept. So that's again one simple way we can do that. That was like the 5-minute rundown of that. But every single target chord, and I consider target chords of a key to be 1 through 6. 7 we don't really resolve to. I mean, there are instances it happens. People do get super creative. If I see it one week, I'll definitely point that out, because it's a lot more rare to see it happen. But either way, every note has its own leading tone, and you can use that to get to the note. So he took the chord, and if we were in this key, this would actually be the chord. Just like I give you the chords every week on purpose. Look at this. There it is. That's the 7th chord. 7th chord, but it is a 7 as well. So I'm saying 7th with that in it, but a 7 chord as the number. Hope that answers your question, McKee, and I'm gonna move on. But I knew, that's why when I went here, I was expecting this. Now guess what? I'm talking about the major, but even still, because this is the note, we used it in going to a minor note or a minor chord here as well. Same applies. You can go to the major chord, but it actually sounds stronger going to the minor. I mean, outside of the fact that we're in the key of B, but I was just showing you can go to both of them, right? And you can hear. But we went to the minor. You're welcome. So we did a little sidebar right there. Hope somebody learned from that. McKee learned from it, so it's all good. Each one, we reached one today. Let's see. So let's get back. And then I heard he moved up with this, but down here. And I want to put this with it. So we've got this is really a first inversion B chord with the 2 in it. We're adding the 2. It'd be like that, right? Let's do it like this. Little less full. You hear that? Subtle difference. Stuff like that can make all the difference in how you sound. Okay. Now, let me say it. Now, when we got here, because we're on the 2, before we even go, now we heard it, but before we go any further than here, I'm expecting one of two things. Either to go here, our E major chord, which is diatonic, or using that same concept we just talked about, using the leading tone. Look at that. Only note difference. Well, if I take that out, okay, that, and then I can go here. That's a leading tone as well to this, because this is where I'm expecting to get to right now. So we've already played 2 chords. And we can play either. Or see that leading tone, it's going to give us. So I'm expecting one of those 2 things to happen next. We're just listening to see if there's an E in the bass or an F. And if you have to play the song more than once, you can use either one. Okay? And he went there, but did he use, or hearing those half steps is a big deal. So he stayed diatonic that time. Now, why does that work? Look how special that is. Let's see. Why is this special? That's the full dominant 7 if we were in, watch this, in the key of G flat or F sharp. This is the 5. And this note is our leading tone. Checks out on all fronts. See that? So we've got a nice little move there. But the question is, how did he fit the notes in there? Is he hitting that immediately? I'm about to slow it down now. That is tough. Wow. Wow. The move itself is harder than the function of it, because the easy way to do it is, but he didn't do that. That's a lot harder to do. Okay, we're moving on. Okay. Okay, so we're at our 5 and we expect to go to the 1. It's just the way he's voicing all this. That's why we do this transcription every week. Let's go back. That's hard. I think he's got the 7th note in there in this chord. It really sounds like he's got all 3 down here. You don't see that often because it's thick, it's muddy. We're gonna go with it so we can keep going. So if you're practicing this, hit that with the 1. Make sure you keep that held down. Take it slow if you have to. See that? Gotta work that up. I can do it some of the time, but this one here, Okay, now what's the move he's doing there? I didn't hear what's happening in the bass at all. There we go. See, when you see me pause, it's because I'm thinking and like listening to the sound in my head, and if it's not there, then I try to play it again because I want to hear it. I don't like to punch and hit notes and ruin the sound that's in my head already. So thank you, McKee. It's taken some practice, very intentionally, to be able to hear. I had to hear the right notes. My mom, she's watching. She will tell you for years I would sit and she was like, I should know how to play this song now because I've heard you play it for like the last hour straight. It had to be like the closest thing to right. So here we are. And then I learned a few things about theory along the way. Okay, we got that. Let's keep going. So let's see what we have. So, and he's probably going here, but let's see how he does it. Let's hear what's going on because there's more notes than that. You notice how I heard this and this, so I have that part. I'm giving you all the tools. Wait. So and then where's he going? Oh, we're still holding this note. So that whole thing is one more time. I want to make sure it's right. It goes right in. I was adding too much, so. Okay. Now we should remember this. It sounds very similar to the beginning, except we started here. Just an octave up. Same thing if we can hear the chord. Now, he didn't play the one chord yet, but we're here to it. So where do our numbers fit in super quickly? What do we do? Okay, so what am I saying about the numbers? Okay, so we did all of this. This is leading me to the 2. This is 3. This is 2. This is, we look at the bass note as 3, but really it's a 1. And then this is the 5, or this is leading me to the 5. There's my 5. And then 1. Let's see. So we're going backwards here. This is wild. This is B major with the added 2, B flat major added to. And then notice how all of this, he's using our top notes as melody notes, see? So he's taking us right back to, now, here's what's cool about this here. If I had this, we recognize that. I won't go too deep with it, but we would normally expect to see that. What's the connection between this and this? I'm just giving you different ways to look at things. He took this, and instead of going here like we would expect to, he went to the tritone of this note. Look at these two notes. They're tritones of each other. See that? So instead of going here, he used the tritone and then built a chord off of that tritone. In this case, this was first inversion, so then he made this one first inversion, right? But still went to the same place here. So that same move, and how can we use that to benefit? Because we were here, we got this. That's another way to play that. So let's let you hear it. This is more teaching concepts instead of transcribing, but that's what transcribing does. I'm just giving you how this stuff helps me. We're only 14 seconds in, and we've gotten so much content out of 14 seconds. This is how my brain is working. So so we could do same thing. So that was two ways to play the same thing. His was just, he took us the hard way. And now we're back to the start of the phrase. Let's see how he does all that. We need the bass. Oh, so. Okay, next. So now we need a chord. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing this E major song in first inversion, because this is what I want it to be. That would be diatonic. That would be what I think I'm hearing. There we go. I had to get a voicing correct. So we got to get that top note. Okay, it's all down here. Woo! See, I'm trying to do all this. That's not it. That wasn't it. It's all here. See how much the voicing really matters? I had to get all the notes in there. Okay. Oh, I like that. Dun. Okay. See how I had to hum and figure out what that was? It was escaping me. Did you go up? Nope. Okay. But I feel like there's one more note in there. Okay. I think that note is in there. And I'm expecting to go here. Well, let's see what happens. Yep. So I'm trying to find the right voicing. I don't feel like this is in here. Nope. So we did okay. And this is nice over 1, 2, 3 of a key. When you have that 1, 2, 3, you can start on the 6 of a key, then go down in half steps. So 6 to 5, but we've got to get all 3 of those notes going through a note that is also not diatonic, not in the key, but or something to that effect. Those are the chords. Might not have the exact notes just yet. And then he sits there and jumps out with it. Okay, so okay, so if this is the first note, this is what I'm expecting, or somewhere in there. Let's see how close he gets to all that. I think this is my favorite section. Yes, I love that. We gotta have that. So, these are our 2 notes. First chord I'm thinking of, even though it is not completely diatonic, this note is in it. This is what I'm thinking. So, I think the F is in there. I think we got to go full with that. Yep. Okay, so what's the E? Flat chord. Okay, so we got a flat 9 in here. He stretched out real big for this. They're calling this a sus9, or sorry, a 9, the 9 chord. So that's the 9, and they're thinking of it as a suspended note. The B flat, this would be suspended, and they're expecting it to go here. But where am I at? Instead of just making that a straight, see how this adds a little extra to it? And the nice part about it is this note is in the key, even though it's an alteration of the chord itself. See that? So think that's what we got. Wait. Okay. Now. I love that. What am I thinking? I heard the diminished part coming, but I also heard him lead to it. So we had that's wonderful. This diminished chord also is the, it has this one in it that we were already using earlier. And guess what the next chord is? We just, remember how I told you we expected we could go here? He did both at the same time. He went here and he went here. He just combined it all in one chord. So now, and we did, now he's got octaves for this. What's the whole thing? Let's get all that though. Open it up real nice and big there. What do we have? So he's got these nice big octave. Same note that's on the bottom is on the top. We've done. Let's see if he does the same thing. Oh no. So the first time he went here, right? But this time we're using what's in our key. So listen how full this is. Keep going. Oh, he hit it anyway. No. Wrong chord. Hear the difference? Diminished, dominant. I think it's that one. I was trying to see. Right. And then here he comes back with all these great stuff. I done missed what I'm doing. Hey Mario, how are you doing? I am doing pretty great. We're working in B today. Hope you have your keyboard for the last few minutes here. Check out this. We talked about, we even did some teaching on how do you know what notes to play when you're not playing notes that are in the key. So check out, this whole episode and you can see some of that too if that interests you. Let me grab that. And then let's see what his hand did here. What his fingers did. The name of the song is Sweet Sweet Spirit by, this is David Jackson that's playing it, but it's on the channel of Kyla Jade, the YouTube channel of Kyla Jade. And as always, you guys, if you like people's content, go ahead and subscribe to their channel. Kyla Jade is a singer, and I happen to know this because I don't think she knows me personally. She's friends with a lot of my friends because we are from the same state. And like I said, she doesn't know me, but she's a singer. And yeah, she's friends with a lot of my friends. But I don't think I've ever actually met her. Great singer. Actually, I think she was on, was it The Voice? American Idol? Anyway, this is her channel. So we've got that. We gotta roll into it. So we were here, grabbing that like that. Oh, see, I'm falling off of it. So we hit the chord, and this has got to come up. That's some hand discipline, y'all. And let's see what happens with that. I think I'm gonna. That's tough. Okay, something to that effect. Hear how flawless he does it though? He's hitting something extra in there. Okay. Okay, so if we do that. Okay, so that's tough. And we've done this one. And where'd he go? That was probably the easiest part of that phrase. No. He's hitting 4 notes and I'm trying to remember. Oh. Something to this effect. Those are the notes though. Oh. There we go. That's it. Now he's sitting here. Let's see how many of these I can grab in the next couple of minutes. Because that's just a nice big move. Every single chord or every single melody note has a chord. Let's see if we can do it. Can I do it in 5 minutes? See if I can. It's tough because this is full. I think that's my problem. Okay, I think we're going straight with that. We gotta have this. Okay, so that's not what you did. That. Okay, so oh. I did it in two. So we got, forgot it again. We did it. 2 minutes. What chords do we have? He just, this is the 5. This is, all of this is the 5. 5, 5, 5, and then 1. We have the root in here, up here, nice and high, but then we jump down. He's just playing a different form of the chord every time. That's suspended. So this is the regular 5, suspended. Then we got a flat 9, and then we go to our 1. Okay. I don't even think I have. Boy, that's nice. I don't think I have time for that section. We are already beyond our 9 o'clock time, but we have gotten a lot of meat, as we do every week, in 30 to 36 seconds. So, you guys, if you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you like it, if you know some of your musicians friends that may benefit. You said more days. McKee, I wish I could. I wish I had more time to be at the piano like I want to be. For right now anyway, I got to go to work sometimes too. So, unfortunately, once a week right now. We'll see what can happen in the future. But thanks for being so supportive every single week you've been here. I think 3-4 weeks in a row since you've discovered the channel and the transcription. We are going to be here every Monday. Let your friends know. If you got friends that are trying to play, they'll learn something. Bring your questions. We're transcribing. Sometimes just playing stuff out, it prompts you to think of things that you didn't know that you wanted to know. So we do different songs every week. We did a workout and beat today. We don't get that often. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Go back, listen to the video again, watch it again if you're trying to get some of those moves we already did. And I will see you next week. Same place, same time. Take care. Have a blessed week.